Hello and welcome to Hot Thoughts, everyone. I'm Lydia. I'm going to be hosting tonight. We've got some awesome people that are gathered together. We've got Yvi and Sledgehammer, aka Kris, hanging out tonight. We've got Dez that's going to be joining us here shortly. And this is an episode 9. If you've never tuned in before, we're so glad that you're tuning in. We have had so much fun each week going through different questions and now different hot sauces. And so tonight we're going to get to know, these are all returning guests. I've been on Hot Thoughts now. I get to be a host tonight. And Yvi and Kris and Dez, who will be here soon, are also all returners. So welcome back, alumni of the Hot Thoughts show. When we get swag, you guys can all have some awesome alumni t-shirts.
Yeah,
like
I need a hat, t-shirt, fanny pack,
or I survived Hot Thoughts or something like.
That would be awesome.
The OG, we're the original gang.
For sure.
Yes.
I told Danny, I have never in my life been an all-star anything. I didn't do sports. I did music. Didn't have all-star piano or orchestra. That's not a thing. This is my first all-star selection. I feel so important.
You really are. And I think I might be able to say that might be the truth for me as well. What about for you, Kris? Do you have a big awards background here we need to know about?
No, just maybe nerdy band awards, but I'm not sure I want to talk about that tonight. So I think I also first time all-star group. Yeah.
What were the criteria? What were there? I don't know. I'm not gonna.
You know what? All you need to know is that you all had wonderful presence on. That's very important. You need to have wonderful presence. Some of you had wonderful hot sauces, and we were very impressed. Dez, when he joins us, if you go back and watch that episode, was he on with you, Yvi?
No, I think it's a couple weeks before.
Hot sauce, because there's without fail a guy who comments every time. It's I'll pay one of you $50 or $50 to the charity of your choice if you down one of these hot sauces. So anyways, okay, enough about all that. Please, we would love to hear, Yvi, let's start with you, a little bit about yourself. I know you're a returning guest, but there are people that are watching who've never met you. So if you could share a little about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure. I'm a pastor in Missouri. A week ago, I was a pastor in St. Louis, Missouri at the Gathering United Methodist. And today I'm a pastor in Kansas City, Missouri at Flat Woods United Methodist Church. So I've moved recently. I was telling Lydia I was going to have the backdrop of the boxes stacked up because that's every other room in this house. But I have a picture on the wall, so I'm sitting in front of it in here. It's chaos. So I'm excited to step into a lead pastor role, which I haven't been in. I was a campus pastor at the Gathering. I loved it. I love the people there. So stepping into a new role here in Kansas City, learning our way around, just figuring out life here on the west side of the state.
Wow. So awesome. We're so excited for you and cheering you on. And we love seeing when people, especially women, are promoted to be senior pastors. I get very excited. So I'm thrilled for you. I'm just thrilled for you. So Kris, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. Yeah. I live in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on the East Coast.
Sorry. Sorry. Siri wants to talk to me right now.
I love it. So I have the privilege of it's 9:05 on the East Coast. I'm going to eat some hot wings super late tonight.
Yes, I'm in Boston right now, dude. So I get it. Yeah, 9:05.
I love it. So I have the privilege of serving as the lead pastor of the Journey Church in Harrisburg City. It's a new urban multi-ethnic church. We planted it about a year and 3 months ago. But the best part of why I know Yvi Martin, which I just have to give a shout out, I had the super amazing privilege to hang out at the Gathering last spring for about 6 months and got to hang out with Yvi and Danny. And I think I had a blast. It was probably some of my favorite life moments of hanging out in St. Louis last year. But I'm married to Hannah. We have no kids, and she also is a pastor. And so she serves what we would she serves in the suburbs, white world, rich world. She serves over there, and I serve here in urban city, Harrisburg, and it's been a blast. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, you guys. We're so glad that you're on. We're so glad that you guys are going to spend time with us tonight. Well, we're we're going to do some awesome conversation and dialoguing, and we want to kind of jump right in with some questions. And for those of you who are tuning in and have never done this, or maybe you have and you've been confused as to how can I ask questions or comment. So maybe you're tuning in through one of our guests' Facebook pages right now, which is awesome. And you can, of course, comment and interact with people that are also friends with one of the guests on there. But if you want to comment in our main stream that we are on right now, if you want to ask a question in that main stream, you can see on the bottom of the Hot Thoughts page right now, go to facebook.com/DanielLiveBarker/live, and that's the stream where we're going to be getting your comments. So I actually see a few comments right now. Someone said, I wish it said Facebook user. It doesn't say because you have to change your settings. My daughter, I'm going to go to my room. Me, Yvi Martin is on tonight. Her, good, I'll watch.
Nice.
So sad. I want to know who it is.
I know, I do too. And let's see. Look, I can show you right there. Facebook user. Oh, there we go. All right. And then, Danny's right here. Danny wants you to know you're a Hall of Fame.
Thanks, Danny. So Danny asked me to do this. I don't know about you, Kris. He's like, hey, you want to come on All Stars? Like, I feel important, right? And then he's like, and I say, yes, sure. I will have just moved, but I'll do it. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be there, but have fun.
That's fun. Yeah.
So Lydia, you didn't tell us. Like, you should tell us what you're like. You're hosting. You're hosting.
You're right. I really should. Okay. So I love it. Anyways, I am Lydia, and I am a pastor in Hillsboro, which is outside of Portland and Oregon, in case you didn't know that, people. And I'm also learning how to use this right now. So I'm looking at these comments, and now I put them up, and I don't want to put them up anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Yay for me. I'm learning StreamYard. Danny's just abandoned me to the wolves. No, not really. He tried his best to train me, but
we can say anything about him right now because he doesn't have.
He's totally watching though. He's on here writing comments. So
right, but he can't completely say. He can't shut us down.
He can't mute us.
He can't mute you. I only have the power now. So I pastor at a Foursquare church outside of Portland, and I've been there for 5 years. And Danny and I met back in college. So I went to George Fox University, which I don't know. I mean, people over here know that, but not. It's just funny, like West Coast, East Coast. I learn about the Christian universities on the East Coast. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that. It's a totally different world. And the Midwest. And so, and then I graduated from Portland Seminary in 2015. So I've been helping teach some stuff at George Fox and then, pastoring. And I have a husband of 9 years. We've been married, and a 16-month-old son who just started crying in the background, and my sister is going to take care of him. So thank you for that. So that's my life. And I was just telling Yvi before you got on, Kris, that I made the crazy life choice yesterday to get on a plane and go to Boston with my 16-month-old by myself. 0 out of 10 recommend.
0 out of 10.
You are brave.
How many Scovilles for that choice? That probably doesn't work.
Oh my gosh. It was just, it's fine. We're here, but it was something. I decided it was worth it. I was like, we're going to go. Anyways. Okay, friends, we're going to get into the questions. Okay. So first question, what has been your sanity keeper during COVID? And as you're thinking about that, before you answer, why don't you go ahead and tell us what your hot sauce is that you're going to be taking first. Okay. So Kris, why don't you?
So I'm really proud of my choices in particular. I go from really, really windy to really, really hot really quickly. So I'll have a couple of different options here. So I am going to start with ketchup. I'm quite proud of my ketchup. It's upside down. Last time I think I started with ranch dressing. So this time I'm starting with some ketchup tonight.
Nice. I love it. Hey, Dez, welcome.
What's up, man?
Hey, can you guys see me? You're kind of frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're there.
Okay. How is everybody? I'm sorry I'm late. I coach basketball, and I'm sorry. But I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to eat my chicken and answer these hot ones.
Awesome. Okay, well, so what spices do you have? What sauces do you have, Dez? What's your first one? You're all frozen.
Oh.
Des, right there? I can hear you. Nothing. Okay, Evie, you blacked out. Evie, tell us what you got.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so since we've just settled in, I Googled and found a local wings place. It's called Wings Cafe. It was 4.5 miles away. So I went and got a sampling of their sauces. I think I've got them in the right order of heat. So I'm starting with Shanghai bourbon, a Shanghai bourbon sauce from Wings Cafe here in the Northland of Kansas City. And that's what I've got. So
I love it.
All right.
Well, I am having wings from like a local Boston pizza joint called Pizza. And I'm going to start with Wegmans. I don't know. Apparently that's a big grocery store here.
Okay.
I don't know if they have that. Okay. So Wegmans hot habanero pepper sauce. And it may be the hottest one. I don't know. So
here we go. All right. Great.
Here we go. I'm going to dive in. Okay.
Oh,
not bad. Uh-oh, Evie. You gonna be all right?
To be their middle one.
Oh my.
You're already dying.
That's funny.
I'm just going to get real red.
All right, we're going to let Kris go first because we're answering the question. I'm going to go ahead and put it up on here for us. Again, what has been your sanity keeper during COVID?
Yeah, so I think that the easy answer would be TikTok every single morning when I wake up in bed. It has been a little bit of a guilty pleasure that every morning my wife gets up, goes for a run because she's wise. So she's out jogging 4 or 5 miles, and I am laying in bed scrolling on TikTok and laughing my head off every single morning. So that's on the overly other side, but it's been fun just to watch some movies and Netflix with my wife this week. Like I've watched more movies than Netflix than I have in years, and that's been great as well.
That's awesome.
Right? Yeah, I'm proud of the TikTok.
Do you have a movie that you would like recommend? Like you've got to see that, even if it's old. Like we just watched this during COVID, but you've got to see it.
So we watched 2 amazing things this weekend. The first one, Hamilton, because Hamilton and Lin-Manuel Miranda. I mean, like, come on. So that's number 1, and number 2, I would say is we watched Knives Out, so good, so good.
That's so good. That's so good. Okay, Evie, go ahead and answer this question for us. If you can, are you okay over there?
Okay. I'm getting there.
You're dying right now.
I don't know if I can go hotter. This is a lot.
It just started.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's exciting. It
feels good to feel something.
Like my sinuses. Yes. So now I've gone blank. Okay. Yes. So keeping my sanity, for me, it's like frozen dairy desserts.
Yeah.
Like of all kinds. Like going out for frozen custard or Sonic slushies or whatever. That's not dairy, but just, just frozen treats by myself, with my children, with my husband, whatever. And making margaritas. I've perfected my recipe.
Oh.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. If anyone's watched Sweet Magnolias on Netflix, that's what I think of. Yes.
You've been watching that?
Couple episodes.
Yes. What do they call it? They call it Pour It Out each week when they make their margaritas. It's so cute. I love it. It's a little Hallmarky, but I liked it. I usually don't like Hallmark movies and shows. They're too cheesy, but for whatever reason, it got me.
Yeah.
Banger too on the end of season 1, by the way. Okay, Des, you're back in. Okay. All right, let's try.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
What's up? What's the first question? Let's go. How one? Let's go. Take 1.
What has been your sanity keeper during COVID?
Jesus and beer.
Jesus and beer.
That's the right order, man.
Yeah.
Can they go together?
Absolutely. Yeah. These can be anywhere.
No, like Jesus and beer, and eating good. Like all of those things have helped to keep me sane during COVID. And family, like the great Christian answer in prayer, and fasting,
Now you're
My
doing it.
family
and
is crazy, Dez.
reading
I
my
don't know, like,
Bible,
reading my
because
Oh my
that
gosh.
Jesus
So
is
good.
all right with me.
Oh man, that's so good. Okay, and what kind of hot sauces? You cut out when you were going on the hot sauce train
Okay,
with us.
so I got habanero,
Ooh.
and I got like this sweet jalapeno. It's supposed to be really hot and really sweet, so I'm excited for that.
That's great. Awesome. Okay,
So
you're
I'm
in.
about to.
You're in your card. Like, did you just get the wings? Like, this is a fresh moment. Like,
So
just
this is so I was coaching, and I
yeah.
immediately I have on my YMCA shirt, right?
Oh yeah,
Um, I ordered my chicken before I left. So
yeah.
I'm sitting outside the VW3s. This is how committed I am. Outside of VW3s in my Dodge minivan, eating hot sauce and chicken wings, chopping it up with you guys because I'm dedicated. I'm like
You are
Jesus.
dedicated.
Wow.
with
Yeah,
your
this is
YMCA,
number
is
one.
that your coach T-shirt? You got like your
With
Y
my
T-shirt on. You're
is my Y. I'm official. You know
professional.
the YMCA did not sponsor any segment of this show, by the way. I don't want to get in trouble.
That's awesome. Well, we're so glad you're dedicated, and we're so glad that you are with us. So thank you.
I'm
So
glad to be here.
awesome. So good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what our second sauce is before we dive in here. If you have another sauce, I'll start. I've got, oh gosh, Tia Lupita Hot Sauce.
Yeah, Lupita.
Okay, it says established in 2015 for San Francisco and Mexico. I'll have to read the story on the back. I don't quite understand how that works, but we're gonna go try that one next. So go ahead, Kris. What was the next thing after ketchup?
Yes, I'm really proud of this. I have Jack Daniel's sauce. It's like a barbecue sauce. It's a little spicy, it's a little raw. So it gets much worse, but that's where I'm going next.
Okay.
I don't think Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce. That's not gonna be spicy. That's just gonna be Jack Daniel's.
Yeah, no, she's right. I've had it.
I didn't cry.
I like that sauce already. I want that sauce.
Yeah, Dez, you're wishing that's what you chugged last time you were on the show. Way sweeter. Ooh, that's kind of weird. Okay, and Dez, are you just eating the same sauce on all the wings, or are you doing different ones?
No, so I just did the habanero. I'm gonna do like that sweet and spicy sauce next.
Sweet. That sounds amazing. Okay.
Sweet, no pun intended.
Sweet and spicy. No pun intended for the spicy. Okay. Let's go with this question. What have you learned about your leadership during the last 4 months? You know what, Dez? Actually, I think because you popped in and out when you first got on, you didn't get a chance to share about what you do and where you do it. So actually, would you take a moment and do that for people who are watching who haven't seen you on the show before?
Sure. My name is Dez Alicia. I think I was a part of the very first episode. So big ups to Danny Lienberger. And I'm a pastor. I'm a startup pastor in Indiana, in a great town called Gary, Indiana. We're transitioning our ministry to Crown. Yep. We're transitioning our ministry to Crown Point, which is about 15 minutes away. And I've been a startup pastor for about 3 years, but I've been in ministry for well over 14. I think I just hit my 14-year mark. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. 3 kids, married, all of that good stuff. I like long walks on the beach.
Working on that profile.
Dreadfully afraid of little people. No offense to any little people out there. Just really afraid.
Wait, like kids or like midgets? Like, I'm so confused
Like
right now.
you can't call them midgets.
Oh, so you're like
Little
deadly serious. Okay.
I am really. I watched. This is how I knew. I made my kids watch Willy Wonka the other day, and for whatever reason, I started panicking. I had a panic attack when the Oompa Loompas came. I was like, oh my God, I'm afraid of little people. I don't know if I should pray that off or just like let it be okay. I don't know what to do with that. So
I think
you
Jesus is
need
trying
about
to
me.
build some relationships. You need to get to know some little people. I think.
So have you seen the show Little People, Big World? Anyone?
I love it. I love it.
How can you win it?
I didn't say I wasn't afraid. I love it. I'm still like afraid of it. It scares me. I don't know why.
Okay, that's really weird. So
So that's part of your profile. That's just a thing that People should know.
If I
Didn't know
was
that.
single and I had a dating app, that would be the headline
Okay.
of Pretty Little People.
It would come out eventually, so it's probably good to just lead with it.
No, they're not.
Oh my gosh. Well, fun fact, Little People, Big World cast and show is in the town that I'm from, Hillsboro, outside of Portland. So like I see Mr. Roloff, like he's in the grocery store with Fred Meyer all the time.
Really?
Yeah, and he's got his assistant like reaching things for him on the top shelf. Like it's the full deal. Like
So they keep assist. He has an assistant that reaches tall things.
Yes, I'm totally serious.
Is that a job?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't go up and ask.
That's a real job. I want to apply for that. Like I want to do that job.
It'll help you get over your fear.
I want to do that job.
This is your road to healing.
Anyways, well, next time I see him, I'll let him know that there's someone interested in that job. That line.
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh.
Social distancing rules, though.
I'm not sure you should say that.
Okay, we're gonna move on. What have you learned about your leadership during the last 4 months? Kris, why don't you start?
Yeah. So I think one thing that I've learned is that like I never thought I was a creative person before like this season, and then when all of the like administrative tasks kind of were like gone, and all the fluff of ministry was gone. Like I just had fun, just like I had nothing to do. Like what could I do? And just to like I realized I think I'm more creative than I thought I was. So that was a good learning for me. I also realized that I am really cranky with my staff when I'm stressed and tired, and that sometimes I can be a bear around. And have I learned that in this season? So yeah, especially when I need a vacation. So I've learned that, and yeah.
I really appreciate your honesty. That's so good, though. That's so good. Yeah, creativity.
Yeah, I had to apologize to my staff on Monday.
Yeah. Isn't that just a humbling experience?
Yeah. It's important to have a leader that can apologize, though. Like that's a sign of strength. That's a good thing.
Yes, it really is. It's so refreshing because there's so often where I think we don't do that and other people don't do that because they're like, oh, I'm a leader. Like we're going to just move on and pretend it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So kudos to you. I wish I was around more leaders like that. I wish I was like that more often.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You're an all-star, Kris. You're an all-star.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh. Yvi, what about you? What about
I forgot to do my sauce. So I have
I'm
a little concerned because the one I started with was the least hot, and it was I may have made horrible mistakes here. So this one is voodoo. That's not a great sign. Oh, I think what I've learned.
Oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna let you work on that. I'm gonna get a special test. Keep going.
No, I've learned. I do my best work with a team. Like I think I've always would have said that. And I'm realizing like the reality of that and just not being, I'm moving into a different team now, but my team back at the gathering was just like when I couldn't see them week in and week out, but I didn't get that energy from them and that collaboration. And it just was so isolating. It was not, I don't know, it didn't make me my best self. Like I can't lead in isolation. So, so figuring out, creative ways to build that team differently to be there.
I think we're happier if we can see what we're doing.
Good. So yeah, teams are important and collaborating in person is just a really big deal. Just that energy in the room matters. It matters. So learn that about myself.
Good job, Yvi. Also right there.
My sauce wasn't hot. It was not as bad. So.
Yeah, I don't feel like we didn't see any tears that time. So. Okay, Dez, what are your couple things or one or two things you learned about your leadership during the last 4 months?
Thing number one, I've learned that I am most effective between 10 and 5. Before or after that, I can't do anything for you. My brain shuts off. I can't.
So we're catching you after 5 right now. It's a little terrifying.
Yeah, you should be terrified. You have no idea. I don't even know what's going to come out of my mouth. I have no clue. it's way after 5 o'clock, and who knows? Like I can't be as effective as I need to be. Like meetings, I can't do them after 5 or before 10. If like you want smart Desmond, you have to get me right between 10 and 5. Before or after that, I don't know what you're gonna get. I'm cranky, I'm tired, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm flustered, I'm confused, I'm baffled. Look at me now. I look baffled. I'm eating chicken in my van. I'm baffled, man. I'm baffled.
What does life come to?
His is life.
Confessions. Eating chicken in the van.
After 5. Had this been at 4:30, it would have been perfect. Oh, you would have got such a good version of me. Now you've got like the knockoff version of this.
I like this version of you, actually. It's really fun.
Yeah. This version's scary. Thank you.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's so 10 to 5. You said that's something you learned about yourself. Maybe through some hard experiments. You said like not just. There's been some times where you're like, man, I wish I would have done that differently.
Yeah, or earlier in the day. I wish I would not have had that call at 6 o'clock. I made a bad judgment, or I fussed it. Like I've said something to somebody that in the moment I didn't realize how bad it was, but it was after 5, and so I can't be held responsible. Or people will come and say, "Hey, Dez, that was kind of harsh, Pastor." I'm like, "Oh, I am so sorry. What time is it?" You know the rule. Like I give everybody they know. If you want to talk to me at 5 or 6 or 7, you're setting yourself up for failure. You don't know what's gonna fly out of this mouth.
What does this mean for your wife and kids? Like,
those poor people. Those poor people. I feel so bad for my wife. Just this morning, she tried to have a conversation with me, and I wasn't responding the way she wanted me to, and she was getting irritated. I said, "Hey, before you get upset, what time is it?" She's like, "Oh, it's 9 o'clock." Like, yeah, it's 9 o'clock. You're not gonna. What do you expect? You know that. Then at 10:30, I was ready to go. I called her back like, "Hey, pick up that conversation. I'm ready. Like, what do you want to talk about?"
Oh, that's amazing.
You gotta know yourself, man. You gotta be aware.
You gotta know yourself.
Self-awareness. You gotta know yourself.
That's true.
Talk about boundaries.
Yeah, talk about boundaries. Yes, absolutely. That's pretty much. Thank you, Kris. You should be hosting this right now. Let's be honest.
No, you're the
Baby on my hip. Like, what is happening here?
You got it.
So, what new boundaries have you had to put in place personally or organizationally as a result of 2020? And you know what I mean by 2020. Just so much has happened in 2020. So that's why I left it to that, not COVID, because I just feel like this year is so much more than COVID now. So, and before you do, you don't get out of a hot sauce game here. So, hot sauces, assemble.
I've lost track. What is this one?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay. Oh no, she's gone. We're on our own. There she is.
Nope, you're not on your own. Never. I just, we decided we're going to give baby technology. That's just a great solution to be a parent, Give the baby what they want.
2020.
Never alone.
Yeah.
You're never alone.
That's a good answer to the sanity question. Like just children and devices.
This is working from home. Like this is what everyone watching, like this is real life. Like this is COVID right here. Like your baby has a stinking meltdown when your husband or spouse isn't around and you just try to make the best of it while you're doing some work thing, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Before you guys got on, Dez and Kris, Yvi, you should tell them what happened.
Oh no.
Do it.
Okay, this is going down in history forever because it's recorded online. So my youngest.
Remember, this is after 5. You don't know what I might respond like.
It's after 5.
So
you're off the hook.
No more.
You can't be held responsible. So Kris, my youngest son Laz, who is 5 and a bit of a handful, and he we were 3 minutes from going live, I think, and he came down the stairs. Not a
3 minutes, yeah.
3 minutes, not a thread of clothing on his body, just like all of it, just out there.
Good for him.
He's supposed to be getting in the shower, so I told him, I said, Laz, you're going to be on the internet for everyone to see butt naked if you don't turn around and go back up the stairs. And he did not turn around. He was then intrigued and wanted to be on the internet, but he's gone. So that almost happened, but it didn't. But now you know about it.
It was, yeah, anyways. I just needed to feel not so alone. Thank you, Yvi, for putting your son out there on the altar.
I'm really astounded he didn't come running through at some point, but
I didn't see it. I would like to let everyone know. It was it. When I say
like,
it, I want to say
it's like right over there on the stairs. It was real close.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Okay.
That is a really nice rail. That's a really nice handrail rail you have there.
Thank you. Thank you. We just moved in. I really like the handrail.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that structure. It looks nice and firm and sturdy.
Okay.
A
all
loose
right.
spindle. We need to get the spindle fixed, but otherwise, it's a great stair rail.
What? Who wants to go first on this question?
Don't worry about it. Nobody even noticed it.
No.
Who's ready to answer this one?
Here we go. Hot sauce.
New boundaries. New boundaries. New hot sauce. New boundaries.
I'll go first. The hot sauce I'm using is called Ghostface Killer. Don't laugh. I kind of made it myself. It's a mixture of this ghost habanero, and then I kind of put some barbecue sauce in it just to make it like a little tangy. So I made my own sauce. It's not for sale though. I don't know how it
Not
tastes.
yet.
I don't know.
It's
my first time trying it. Not yet. So a boundary is after like 9 o'clock. I cut off my phone, and that's probably not the best thing for like an emergency. But during COVID, I found myself checking emails, checking text messages, social media a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Than pre-COVID. So I wanted to kind of manage my sanity, and I just cut my phone off. Okay, if anybody's died, I won't know until the next day.
Yeah. No. Well, I think that's. And a question: how has that worked for you? Like, what is that? What has the result been from that for you, emotionally, spiritually, mentally? Maybe for your family, for your staff. Like what?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm more available when I need to be. I'm not always focused on that last text or that last email. I can be in the moment, whether that's 9 o'clock, 9:30, chilling with my wife or my kids. I can be more present. I can even be more present for myself. Not just kind of take that time to meditate, focus, wind down. It's been super helpful. It's really been super helpful.
That's awesome. That's great. Wait, did you try the hot sauce that you made?
Oh, no, I was talking. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I want to report here. So when you're ready, I want to know.
Let's go.
Because, we're looking for our own hot sauce. So this could be it right here.
That tastes terrible. It's terrible. It did not come out the way I thought it was going to come out.
Well, you know what?
It's not bad. It's just not good. It's spicy though.
Okay. Well, we can give you points for that.
It's not going to make it to market.
I can't stop eating it though.
Because it's after 5. You have no restraint.
That's something.
No restraint.
Don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, Kris, what you got for us?
Yes, so I am actually diving into some real stuff now, just to impress you all. This is a pineapple habanero sauce, and it says made with sleeping giant, whatever that means.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try that next. But I would say boundaries.
Did you pray over that bottle? Did you pray over that bottle? That's demonic. That bottle.
There it is, man. Isn't it beautiful? Is it pretty?
So pretty.
So,
devilish.
Where's it from?
Yeah, pray over that.
It's from Heartbeat Hot Sauce on Amazon.com that I purchased on Tuesday and rushed it to get to the store today.
It looks like it should be from Hawaii. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I delivered it myself. Hi, Scott. I sold in the background. So I think for me, the boundaries would be, I think maybe like does a little bit. I just declared early on a couple of things. Like I was willing to be a bad pastor in the midst of the season, meaning that like I wanted to make some boundaries around myself so that I could be healthy, happy, and whole and well in the season. And so I had to stop like watching other people's Facebook Live stuff and like worship services because I felt like I was always comparing like, oh, they're doing it this way, they're doing it better, all of those kind of things. I was like, I think I had to like put some boundaries around competition as well. Like I felt like I could feel terrible about myself, terrible about my preaching, because everyone else's preaching, sermons, and stuff were out there, and I needed to put some boundaries around myself. But also, like Dez as well, I like have no Slack on my phone anymore and email off my phone, and so unless I have it open on my computer, I don't see it. And I religiously take off Fridays and Saturdays, and I respond to nothing. And most of Fridays and Saturdays, I don't even have my phone with me. Just like, yep, maybe like Dez, if someone really needs me, they're gonna find a way to get me. But I bet it's their emergency. Their emergency is not gonna be my emergency. And so I just allow myself to be a bad pastor.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of here like that. I'm gonna eat my pineapple habanero now.
Wait, you guys all like talked and then ate. So that
Yeah,
made
that's
it
kind of cheating. She's like,
this is gonna hurt Kris. I think Kris is not gonna do well with this one. Let's just watch it. Let's watch it unfold.
let's all just watch it happen. Danny says that it's super hot and tasty. So
It actually was really. Oh no! It's one of those that like it starts getting worse the longer it's in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so good.
I'm okay.
Well, we've got people that are commenting about it. So it sounds like it's a popular hot sauce out there. Your Amazon purchase was solid. So
Good.
way to go. Evie, okay, so since you called them out, I'm expecting you to try your hot sauce
So
before
I'm trying. This one's called Firecracker.
Ooh.
That's promising.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I really think I started with the hottest
You're
one.
with the hottest one. Those two.
That's delightful. It's really good. It's spicy, but it's not like.
Yeah.
Hang on.
He's done.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
She spoke too
She's
soon.
dying.
She spoke too soon.
She's dying.
Out of my throat.
She's like
Dead.
turning bright red right now.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
reason the lights are like a little dimmer, so she can't tell when she's like sweating.
Oh no.
Evie,
Yeah.
you're crying. Why are you crying?
It's a lot of feelings, Dez. A lot of big feelings. I think
Evie,
the
I
boundary.
don't know if you know, but there's somebody walking in your living room. Be careful.
Because after
Random
5, you're
man
just
just
seeing
walked in
things.
your living room. I know.
I know. You know you're on like.
You're a little nervous there. I can't.
He doesn't know.
At least he's clothed.
No, that would be.
If it was naked, that would have been
It was
so
out.
random and so off.
Dad just walking around naked on this right now.
Just like bare butt.
Evie's turning red. Turning red. That's
Oh my gosh.
that was funny.
What was the question? Boundaries?
What new boundaries have you had to put in place, personally or organizationally?
Doors in our house. No.
Wear clothes in the house. That's the first boundary.
You know, it's a hard, I'm like taking notes on all of your answers because I just felt like, especially the first month or two, boundaries were just blown apart. Like their family and work and kids and school, like everything just, there were no dividing lines. And that, I mean, obviously we've all kind of lived through that in various forms. So I don't know that I made any conscious boundaries. It was also a time when I was transitioning from I was leaving a church. And so any boundaries I drew were going to be like the end. And I didn't want to do that. So in some ways I probably, I worked harder. I worked longer than I meant to. I didn't leave the gathering quite as soon as I had thought I was going to, just because I wanted to make sure I could say goodbye to people. So I'm not sure I did very well with boundaries, but I also felt like it was important. If I didn't say goodbye in the way that I wanted to, I wouldn't have forgiven myself. It would have been really hard to do that. So I think now the thing that I have drawn boundaries with is like, I can get really sucked into the data, especially around COVID right now, like just reading and worrying and wondering what if and what next. And while it's important to be wise and thoughtful, you can just spiral out of control.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I've just had to stop reading about it every day. Like I just don't. I try to pay attention. And obviously leading a church, I'm going to be smart about it, but I'm just not going to read all the stuff that's out there. I'm going to I have to be more careful about that because my mind goes in 100 different directions with it. So that's one. But otherwise, I've not done great with some of the boundaries that you guys have mentioned. So I'm gonna take note. Turn off my phone at 9.
Well, everybody can't be a winner, Yvi. Everybody can't
I
be a
know.
winner like us.
We're all stars.
The winner circle here.
You know, I should be all star standard.
You gotta earn your stripes, Yvi. You gotta earn your stripes. It's the winner circle here. Winner circle. 1, 2, 3. We're winners. We're winners
I think
here. All right?
I will have to say though, okay, Yvi, I just can't. So I had an opportunity that would have happened during this transition. You know, I can't imagine how, like, and it's not even like your opportunity to go and take over a church like that in the middle of transition. To transition that way in light of everything that's going on around the world right now in our nation, like you're an all-star for that. Like that has got to be like so incredibly stressful.
He's gonna own it too.
Scary. No, seriously, like it is a massive deal to get up and move your family during any time. It's hard. It's scary. You have questions. You have doubts. Like, and then to do it in the like climate that life is right now. Wow. Like that's gutsy, and it takes a lot of faith. So amazing.
Thanks.
Amazing.
It's been okay. It was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah.
And I know I've got people watching probably from both churches here, and it's a whole lot of feelings. It's a lot of really hard feelings and a lot of excited feelings, and then all of the global feelings too. So.
Hey, Yvi, serious question here, okay? I'm going to get serious.
Okay.
Serious, super, super serious. Since your new church might be watching, who's your favorite member so far? Come on, be honest. Don't lie. Don't lie. Christians, we can't lie. We can't lie.
I've only met a few, and it's all been online, so I don't know. I don't know anyone really. I know my
stepmom.
Good answer. Good answer. You belong here. You belong.
I'll tell you my favorite in like 2 months. Come back in 2 months and I'll tell you my favorite.
All right. We'll follow up.
Oh my gosh. Well, while we're getting this last hot sauce, some of you have more than 3, which is awesome, or 4. But if you have another hot sauce, feel free to pull it out because we want you to take it before you answer this next question. But audience, if you haven't already, go ahead and throw in any questions that you might have that you want us, our participants, to answer at this point. We would love to interact with you and talk to you. So be sure to type something in, send it off to us with any questions you have. But while you're doing that, we're going to go into this last question that we had prepared, which is, what is one thing you wish someone who has yet to follow Jesus knew about him? And while you're getting ready for that, where's my hot sauce? Oh yeah, okay. I've got my last hot sauce, which is called Truff. It has black truffle infused in it from Huntington Beach, California. So I have no idea if it's going to be spicy or not, but we're going to check it out. Who else has one?
I think I had this one last time when I was on the first time. I have a Ghost Reaper. Has 5 little at the very bottom, and it makes my nose hurt just smelling it. So going for that one.
I just got regular red hot barbecue sauce.
Okay.
I've got this one's called Dynamite, and this one I know is the hottest one that she gave me.
Oh gosh.
So I think I'm gonna do it. Dynamite, and then talk about Jesus. What's better?
Okay. Oh my gosh, everyone's gonna be watching you. I'm watching you hardcore right now.
So are we all eating right now?
Yeah, get it.
Go.
Okay. Sometimes it's the afterburn, you know? Okay.
No.
Oh no, I think we're losing Kris. I hope you have liquid nearby. I recommend. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right now, guys, comments. Throw up some comments if you have anything for the participants in this next few minutes while we answer these. Yvi, I feel like you're doing better than you did with the first one.
My lips, I can't. It's like,
numb.
My lips. Yeah.
Okay. Dez, what's one thing like someone who has yet to follow Jesus knew about him?
I actually think that I'm high. Like all of these sauces combined together has given me some kind of euphoria. I think I'm a little high. Not that I've been high before to know to compare, but at this moment I'm feeling something. I don't really know what it is.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
I just want people to know that Jesus accepts you. You know, with your flaws, your indiscretions, like who you are as a person. You don't necessarily have to change who you are. He made you. I mean, God made you. Christ has accepted you. I think that when you can acknowledge that if you lean into who you are while trusting Christ, that He'll take your flaws and all of that and use that for His glory. So just know that you're okay. You don't have to change to fit in with Christ. He accepts you the way you are, and He wants you to fully lean into Him, being who you are, so that He can take you and make you do great things, like Saul to Paul, right? Like Simon to Peter. You know, it doesn't matter your background, your race, your religious affiliation, your mistakes. He accepts you and He wants you, man. That's what I would want people to know.
So good. I'm gonna let Kris go last because I feel like he's struggling over there.
I'm literally like, yeah.
Okay.
Kris is high too. Are you high with me, Kris? Are we high together? You're high.
Not that I know what that's like, but I'm definitely high with you.
Oh my! Is that legal in all 50 states now? I don't even know.
No.
It is in Oregon,
only a few. Colorado, Illinois, and California. Don't ask me why I know.
And Oregon.
I just know. Oregon? You live in Oregon? Yeah, I'm gonna come visit your church.
Okay. Okay, Oregon. Yeah, there's pot shops on every corner and every like back highway. It's crazy. Yeah, it's quite.
You should. You know a great tool of evangelism. You should have a pot Sunday, and people just bring all the pot
instead of potluck Sunday.
Pot. Imagine how many people who don't know Christ will come. You could save literally millions of people with the gospel.
Oh, and someone wants us to also know a Facebook user who's commenting that Michigan is also a state where it's legal. I don't know who it is or where they're from.
You're right.
Michigan
you are exactly correct. I'm sorry, I forgot about Michigan.
Don't want to leave them out. Okay.
It is a great evangelical move, Dez. I see that.
Something to ponder.
Why haven't more churches done this? Yvi?
Yvi. All right.
Great question for Yvi.
Great question.
Passing it in the news.
Forget the original question. Why haven't more churches done Hot Sundays?
Hot Sunday.
I'm kidding.
For the new senior pastor. I mean, you're looking for some ways to reach out into the community, get to know them.
That is true. I'm not sure that's going to be the right.
Okay, no. Sorry, you're like
right out of the gate. Yeah. I'm sure that some church has done it. Maybe not a lot of churches, but I'm sure there is a church out there that has done it. There has to be.
Maybe.
Like churches do it. I don't know. So.
Okay. Anyways, Yvi.
Right. Sorry. This whole side of my face is numb. Like it's just, I can't, because I guess that's where the hot sauce hit. So I just can't feel this side of my mouth. One thing I wish someone who has yet to follow Jesus knew about him. I was thinking about this question, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to answer it. I think what I want people, so I'm thinking about a person who maybe is skeptical about Jesus and the church because what they see is too like self-helpy, kind of doesn't have meat, doesn't have significance, and they're just not interested in what they think faith in Jesus is. And I think what I'd want that person to know is that Jesus was like, he's not self-help. Jesus is not about self-help. Jesus will, like, living life with Jesus is better than the alternative, yes, but he cares about things that matter, like that matter to the world. He cares deeply about suffering and about the really hard things in life. It's that it's not cheap. It's not cheap to follow Jesus. For the person who thinks it's not worth their time, like Jesus matters a lot and cares about things that matter in the world. not just like if my day is going to be a little bit better or if my life's going to be a little more comfortable. Jesus isn't about that. So I think that's what I want people to know.
So good.
Beautiful.
How you doing, Kris? Are you okay?
Well, I literally feel like my lips are on fire. I literally could take off my shirt right now. I feel I'm not going to Yvi. Don't worry. I have boundaries because that was the last question.
I feel like nudity has come up a lot.
It's come up.
I'm just saying. I literally feel like I'm like perspirating all over my face.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing I would want to tell someone, it's a little different than I think what you were saying, Yvi, but I loved what you were saying was, I just would want to say that like Jesus isn't like a cult-like figure in our life. Because sometimes I have this like weird feeling. It's like, it feels something like a cult that we like sing and we gather and it's like this insider club. And I actually think that like Jesus in the gospel is so not exclusive. It's so inclusive. And that like, it's not about a select group of people. It's about many people experiencing liberation from whatever like terrible things they're experiencing or hope or purpose in their life in a profound way. And I don't know. So I think that's what I want to tell people. Like it doesn't have to be weird or I don't know, sci-fi like or even fairy tale like or cult like. It doesn't have to be any of those things. But I think that like there's a power I think in Jesus in what you were saying, Yvi, for people to experience I think abundant transformation in their life, to care for people who are hungry and to seek justice for those who are being murdered or oppressed. I think that's what Jesus speaks towards more than anything else, helping others. That's what I would say.
So good.
Yeah.
This probably isn't helpful anymore, Kris, but we have a Facebook user who says that water makes it worse. Drink milk.
I'm aware of that. We have no milk in our house.
How do you have no milk? You don't have any milk?
No, man. We're like
intolerant.
No, we're like I don't know. We're like we have no kids. We don't drink milk. We drink water in our house. So
you don't eat cereal.
Man, I was banned from cereal when I got married. My wife has strict rules for when I'm allowed to eat breakfast.
I can't trust you and her because you guys don't eat cereal. People don't eat cereal are weird, man.
I miss Lucky Charms, man. That was my jam.
Like what do you eat for breakfast? Like what do you eat for breakfast?
My wife makes me a shake every morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
A shake or
with
yogurt.
No milk? That has milk in it though. It's like
no. This morning she made me a blueberry shake.
So it's like a smoothie.
Put in it, Kris?
What did you say?
What did she put in it?
I have no idea. She just makes it for me, and it sits on the counter.
She's sneaking you milk. She's giving you milk secretly.
I'm
not telling you.
Yeah. I'll ask her tonight. Or she feeds me yogurt.
There's milk in yogurt.
Yogurt's good.
Is it like a Greek yogurt?
Lots of Lucky Charms. Get Kris some Lucky. Is that what you said? Lucky Charms. You need some
Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
And like 2% milk.
2% milk?
I don't know.
2% milk.
What do you drink?
Yes, come on.
Yeah, Dez, what's happening at your house? What are you eating for breakfast?
Almond milk and coconut milk.
Wait, that's not milk.
And coconut milk. And
no.
I'm lactose intolerant. I can't even eat milk. I can't even drink milk.
Wow.
Lactose intolerant. I can't even drink milk.
That was like a really, like you were, I thought for sure you like had every kind of milk in your house the way that you responded to Kris.
It messes up my stomach. I can't even drink it.
Yeah.
We never have milk either. It's all about the almond milk now. Even Costco like has like oat milk and coconut milk and like almond milk. Like they have every kind of milk now.
I love almond milk. Coconut milk is great. It helps with the digestive system. When you get my age, you gotta watch what you drink and how you drink it.
That's right.
How old are you?
Drink water, man.
31. This age.
Are you? Are you the youngest?
From here.
Lydia must be younger. I don't know. That's funny. That's great.
Yvi, are you the youngest? Just to clarify.
Oh my gosh, I'm the oldest. Like
you are.
By far.
Kris says you are.
That's why I had to name it. I knew it. I already knew the answer.
It's always wonderful when a younger person reminds a woman of her age and points out that she is the oldest in the room. That's really smiled upon in modern society.
He also doesn't drink milk, Yvi. Let's not even pay attention to him.
He doesn't even drink milk. You don't drink. I mean, I think Lydia and I drink milk Lydia, do you drink milk? I don't know.
I mean, we don't know. We only really have almond milk in our house. I mean, I like milk though, like if we have it, but the only time I drink it is when I like make a baked goods, like cookies or cake, and then I'm like, we need to have milk. But otherwise, like I don't drink milk. Oh, wait, guys,
I think milk smells.
Guys, we have a really great question I'm gonna add this up here, okay?
Oh boy.
What will your church look like when you reopen? Are your sermons different without a live audience in regards to your message? Who would like to comment, tackle? I'm sure the first question everyone's asking, you're still figuring that out, but man.
I mean, for me, I think that it's kind of the same. I'm a teacher, so I kind of really take my time, and my background's in communications, and so speaking kind of to a large audience or a small audience or no audience or recording, right? I used to do the news a lot. I was a journalist, and so I'm kind of used to that. This was actually kind of more up my field because I didn't have to get used to the response of people. I think a lot of preachers and pastors and ministers fall into the category of preaching their best messages when there's a really great response from the audience. But I think your best messages come when there's nobody there to say amen, or there's nobody there to say good job or clap, you know? It's it's awkward when you think you made a killer point, but nobody's clapping because it's recorded, you know? So, you know, like, yeah, and he died for us, and he'll raise you too, and you're looking for and nobody says anything. I think that's what builds character, and I think that's what it helps you minister because you remember, I'm not doing this for the response. I'm doing this for the resonation. They can resonate with somebody and cause transformation in their lives.
That's so good.
Yeah. I think that does, I mean, I've had similar experience at the gathering. We would often record sermons in advance. So you're preaching to a camera and like two people in the room anyway. So like that experience, once you get used to that, you kind of, that hasn't changed things too much. But I think in terms of content, like I'm trying to think about what's, you know, I haven't started at my new church yet, but what happens, what are things going to be like in August? And what kind of fatigue are they experiencing? What do they need to hear? What does the gospel have to say about it? So we're always trying to be relevant, right? And speak to where people are. So it's just more of that same kind of work. I don't know what it's going to look like. I think, and I'm hesitant to say anything on here that then people hold me to as things evolve. But I suspect for most of us, and our congregation's large, it's 800 people typically. So we obviously can't all come back together at once. I think it's going to look like a hybrid for a while. There's going to be small groups of people maybe worshiping together while we live stream. And people are, I mean, you know, it's going to be like a both end, probably just for a long time, I suspect. But I don't know the specifics of that yet. So
yeah,
I would just add, I found that actually I enjoy preaching to a camera more than I ever thought. Particularly, I think I respond to people's faces a lot when I'm preaching, and so if someone looks completely bored or they're like have this confused look, it does something psychologically to me, and so like it's been great, like trying to like not like just to like preach like really like solid messages and just trusting that like that it's going to be powerful for when someone listens to it whenever they listen to it, and kind of getting out of myself a little bit and not trying to like seek the approval even of the people. Like I think I kind of get different. I kind of feed off the people, but sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes it's also not a helpful thing, and it drags me down the opposite direction, or I feel like I'm spiraling. So I think I really have enjoyed that, and it's been fun to think about like what is like the one thing that needs to be communicated today. Not like the 17 things I could say, but like what's just the one thing that's really needed, and just to kind of like synthesize and clarify like what is the main point, and just say that over and over. And reopening. We're like everyone. It's gonna be a hybrid. We're hoping for like we have chairs in our sanctuary, so we're just hoping to like create a small gathering of people that social distance, that have masks on, and just like build community. And by not trying to have it be the big production of what church has always looked like, but just something small and intimate as we continue our online stuff. But I feel like this is the long haul for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to have a special guest. Not really that special. I mean, he's special, but I think Danny's going to hop on.
Whoa. True all-star.
He's here in a minute. I mean, he's all right, I guess. And say a few things to everybody. See if I can get him on here. Hey.
There he is.
Hey, I made it.
You did. You did it.
How you guys doing?
Living the
You guys survived round 2, or yeah? How was it?
Yeah.
It was all right, man.
Really good
How are
at
you,
this.
Danny?
Hey, I mean, I will tell you that this was a great night off. 2, Kris's sauces were way hotter than they should be. Those are sauces that I would get in my world. I was amazed that you did that.
It's love for you, my man. Love for you.
I was proud of you when I saw him. So, well, I appreciate the 4 of you doing this, and I actually had to cut out, so I don't know what you necessarily said right before this, but I do want to promo next week. Is that my spot, Lydia? Can I promo next week?
This is your spot.
Perfect. Well, so next week we're going to be talking about the intersection of story, personal story, and storytelling. And so we have a really cool group. We have a good friend, Kim Jenny. We have Kim is great. We have a pastor named Jeannie who's coming on, and we have Nancy Beach, and we're going to have a great crew of folks that are going to come on. And Jeannie's last name I don't know how to say, and which is partially the reason I didn't say it. I haven't prepped for next week yet. So,
Danny, I don't know how to say your last name, but I say it anyway. Lindenberger.
Lindenberger, baby.
Lindenberg.
Leidenberger.
Lindenberg.
Leidenhosen. What? No.
Danny,
I don't-
Lieutenant.
I will tell you this. I was a little
Lymphome.
disappointed. I had my wife throw a question there to ask what you guys thought the most annoying thing about me was, and it never got thrown on the screen.
We ignored it. We all ignored it.
I was ready to go
It's your
introspective and
name.
learn.
It's your name. It's your last name. It's hard.
Well, hey,
Abbreviate it.
well, hey, Lydia, this is your show tonight, so why don't you sign us off and
Okay, sign
you
us
take
off.
us out?
Yeah, well, we want to say thanks again. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for your thoughtfulness, your energy, your creative contributions. And it was so good to be with you all and to put all these people together in this space. And for all of you watching, we thank you so much. We'll be on again next week. So make sure you tune in like Danny just shared and join the Facebook page if you haven't already, or at the Facebook group. Make sure you follow us so you can see we're on Instagram as well, people that we're going to be featuring and all the other cool profiles. And we will see you next week on Hot Thoughts, 8 p.m. Central Time. Woo-hoo. Thanks, friends, for joining us. So good to meet you all. And I'm going to have you guys stay on, my awesome guest, for a second.